Okay, someone in one of my comments of me asking what I should build said I should do the Victorian house that I said, or that I suggested that I would build. So I'm gonna do that. I was kind of busy recording videos for like on that other server. So yeah, I'm back here making something. I'm not entirely sure how I want to build this. I think spruce is definitely the go-to. Someone also said a mansion, which I actually quite like. I'll see how that looks. I'm thinking spruce to dark oak tonight. I've always liked spruce to dark oak. Very nice. So I think that's my go-to. Maybe some stone. I'm thinking, let's make this like first portion very small to begin with, just so I can get the layout like this. Then it opens up. I've met a lot of people on that server, and I've realized that some of them use Lightmatica, and maybe I should too, but I'm probably not. Like, if I'm being quite honest with you, I suck at using Lightmatica. Like, I figured out how to use it like a while ago after, like, you know, watching 10 tutorials on how to do it. But man, I'm just too much of an ass to ever figure that shit out. I'm too much of an idiot to just figure, like, you know, Lightmatica out for like my go-to everyday tool. Okay, and then this will be the, how do I want, because every time I look at like a Victorian style house, it's never really like dark colors. I've seen some dark colored Victorian style houses, but more often than not they're very light color, and that's kind of the point of like that was kind of the point of the Victorian style house, is that they always had like different colors. They were very vibrant, but that's not really my style. I'm not really like the super vibrant kind of person. I think it depends on the build. Like, if I'm building a cherry grove house, obviously I'm gonna stick to like more cherry, but yeah, I don't know, it's pretty hard for me to, you know, figure that out. I don't really want to go with dark oak. I don't want it to be super, you know, dark. I'm thinking, you know, just like if we're sticking to light like a Victorian style house should be, then I'm gonna go with this one. And I'm thinking okay, so a very common thing that Victorian style houses have is they have a thing called the turret. The turret is like the little round, I guess, like pointy bit on like it's on the side of the house. That's what it's like. It's called a turret. That's what I've always been told or taught. It's called a turret. I want to see what the hell. I want to see how I'm gonna do this. Okay, I think this is where I want it, and then we're gonna go like this. I'm trying to like think of what I want. So what I want is, I want the Victorian like the Victorian house to have a sort of like rounded edge, so I can put the turret on there, because like that's where I kind of want to put the turret. So the turret's gonna obviously go up, it's a tower, but at the base I want it to be connected to sort of like a porch, and I think that's what I'm wanting. I'm gonna do 2 logs there. I'm gonna do a log here. Nope. Okay. All right, now that I have that done, that took longer than expected, but now that I have that done, I can finally focus on getting this porch sort of done. Okay, you see, this is the problem that I was fearing. If I make the circle bigger like this, it'll just be a really big circle, and I know I can probably find a middle ground, so I'm gonna try and find that, because this is a massive circle that does not need to be a turret house. That is just way too much. Okay, after everything, I think this is the best circle I can probably make. That's not like super massive. I think that's like the main issue that I'm having. Yeah, I think this is it. All right, so I'm gonna make this out of spruce, just because I want it to be sort of a light color. Okay, so this is sort of the base, and what I want this base to look like is sort of at these points. I'm gonna make it to where it sort of opens up a bit. Yeah, like that. And I don't really like it being like just pure wood or like pure planks, so I'm gonna add some accents to this. Like, I think some logs here as like structural support would be good. How do I feel about that? Maybe some dark oak would be better. I'm trying to get some like this is a tough decision for me. You see, in my eyes, right, dark oak looks, you know, like a darker oak. However, it looks more muted compared to spruce, which looks more vibrant. I think I'm gonna stick with the spruce. Okay, but I still kind of don't like how spruce looks for some reason. Okay, what if I did stripped dark oak instead? That's not what I want. Okay, stripped dark oak logs. Let's see how that looks. I think that might be my look. I think that might be the look I want. However, I'm starting to realize I don't really want it on these little, like on sort of like intersections like these, because it feels like if I do it like that, it feels like it's gonna be like a pattern. So I'm gonna try and look for the edge, and then I'll connect it via like beams like this, like these, so it sort of acts like it's like a beam that connects each other like a ring. And the more I'm actually looking at this like whole portion, I actually kind of like the inside being a bit lighter than the outside. Yes, not bad. I think for me, it's mainly like an accent piece. I kind of want to keep like the edges of like the room, or the edges of like any sort of pathing or flooring. I want it to be like dark oak, but the center of it will be like a nice light oak. That's not bad. Okay, another thing I want to add to these like exterior walls is I want to add like sort of windows. So I want to add like, you know, windows like this. So for this, this is going to be more facing the interior of the house. So this will be like a sort of entrance like that, which is good. And I like this specifically because I can do this. Yeah, I like that. This looks a bit strange to you guys, but I think it looks good to me. Yeah, I don't mess with that. All right, and then I want the interior to be sort of blocked out like that. So I want this sort of to be the wall. Yes, okay. I want to see if I can do it like this. Yeah, so this is like sort of like a wall right here. This is good. I think, yeah. So yeah, this is the wall I want, and it'll be like separating the outside porch from the inside over here that we have. Yep. And then I want to see, I think the outside porch is just going to be like, this is like how you get access to this. I could make a like a door here, but I feel like it'd look weird. And okay, so here we go. What I want as well, a sort of like rim here. Okay, and then I think for this portion, I kind of want to add like a balcony section here. I want to add like a balcony here, and then since it's on an actual like placeable place for me, I want to get glass, and I want to get glass panes specifically, so it can act like sort of a balcony like siding, like it's it's the barrier, and that's what it looks like. This is a sort of faux modern version of a Victorian style house. It's got some niceties. Okay, now another thing I want to add, just to make it look nicer so it doesn't look like it's just floating there, I want to add siding like this, because I think that will make it make this harsh like looking, I guess, like ledge, sort of less harsh. So now it looks like that. That's not bad. That's not bad. I actually quite like that. Not a bad look. So I guess I unintentionally made this flooring here sort of pattern like. I didn't mean to do that. Like I said, like at the beginning, I want this sort of to be like the edging of the flooring, because the center of like any flooring in this house is gonna be like spruce, but the like exterior trim is gonna be like dark oak. You don't know what I mean once I actually do it, but yeah. Okay, so now that I have this section done, I guess an interesting thing that I might do in this portion is I might sort of flip the colors a bit. So on the first floor, it's obviously dark oak as the ring and spruce as this. I could make it to where spruce is now the ring and dark oak is the center. I don't know though, because I think that would make a little interesting visual for myself. Okay, that's the ring, and then I'll just fill it in with dark oak now. Okay, now the bigger question for me is, how am I going to get up here? That's a great question that I might answer at some point in time. But before that, this is what the first floor looks like. It's not the highest, it's 2.5 slabs tall, so it does fit you, and you have like an extra space of slab. It's not really, you know, the most comfortable, I guess, but I kind of like it. Like if you look at this is the the spruce with the, you know, dark oak ring, and then you have up top where it's spruce ring on with the center accent being the dark oak. I actually really like that. That's a really cool pattern. I like. I think it's cool. Okay, and then yes, I think there's gonna be a first and second floor, and that'll be it. And I'm gonna set like a normal, you know, triangle roof here, and obviously the turret's gonna have to be a bit taller because I think I accidentally made this a little too tall. So I'm gonna do this. That's what I'm loving to see. Look at that. Now that is a pointy turret. I did it. There we go. Look at that. Okay, now that I've done the turret, I just need to finish the rest of the house up, and we should be good. This is looking amazing. All right, I think before I get started on like finishing the second floor, and for that instance putting a roof on it, I'm gonna just punch in some windows real quick over here. How does that look on the outside? Not bad, but I prefer to have something there. I think I'm feeling a little off about this corner piece. I feel like if I add like this and then add a corner piece like this, I think that's better. It adds a bit of a texture to it. And I'm gonna do this as well, so I can add some depth to it. I think it just adds a bit more depth to the overall house. Here it looks like it, you know, there's a bit of depth to it, and especially when it comes to this portion over here, it connects to the turret nicely, so I think that'll add something to it. And just to, you know, add some pizzazz to it, I'm gonna add some lights. I think sea lanterns would be good. Just a nice like cool tone. Doesn't have to be like super flashy. And I'm gonna add these things in front of it, so it's not just like a light wall. This is good. There we go. Looking good. I think this portion's really bugging me though, so I'll do this just so it, you know, it's not super jarring when I do that. Yeah, it looks nice. I think I actually might replace it with shroom lights to give it a bit of a warmer tone to it, because I'm not really feeling the this cool lighting. I thought it would look nice. I'm not really liking it. I'm liking more the warm tone. That's good. Adds a bit of like you know, some lighting into the room, but it also looks nice, so it's not like, you know, super jarring. It's a nice like little warm tone. Okay, so here is the second story. I think that should be good. And since we're doing this portion, I want to do a bit of a pattern here for the flooring to this. All right, perfect. So that's the bottom floor of this one, and this will be sort of like a, I don't know, I guess I kind of want to make it like a coffee table, or not a coffee table, just like a sit down table where you can like admire your view from out this little porch that goes on the outside. And here is the second story floor. A bit nice. I really like what I'm doing with this sort of back and forth with the spruce back to dark oak. I'm really liking that actually. And just to add a bit of like, you know, pop and light into this room, I'm gonna add some chain of different lengths to add some like ambiance with some lanterns. I want to see if there's like any other lanterns I want to mess with while I'm here, like soul lanterns and like some copper lanterns. I feel like that'd be a good addition, like a soul lantern here. I think it would add like a nice variety within the lighting. One thing I didn't realize, I didn't have flashback like active, so I guess there's just gonna be no time lapse for this one. I've been so like distracted because like on the server that I've been playing on, flashback isn't a thing yet. I can't use flashback, at least not yet. So yeah, okay, let's see. What about if I do that? Okay, I think that's a good variety. I think I might want. I'm gonna add that last one up there, and I think that'll be it. But yeah, I think this is a good little thing. It's a good like I guess like decoration, because like I don't know much on what you would do at the top of the turret. But yeah, this adds like lighting into the room, and it's very decorative and it looks nice. Okay, now while I'm at it with the turret, I'm gonna put in the windows for this place. because I think that's very important to have. Okay, back to the boring portion of me just laying these down. There's probably a mod out there that lets me do this faster, but I kind of don't care. Beautiful, beautiful. I have finished some stuff. This is what the roof is gonna look like. I think it's overall not bad. I don't know if I want to extend this roof a little further, a little more. Not entirely sure. Also, this portion right here is really annoying me. I think that's the way I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna see how that looks like in the middle or on the second floor. Okay, so on here it doesn't really look that good. However, I think I can cover it up if I do this. Yeah, if I do this portion like this, that'll be good. And then we just fill in this with some stairs. Yeah, so when this looks like that, it's gonna be nice. I don't know if I want to have this like as a lofted roof or not. I guess we'll see. But before that, I'm gonna need to finish this whole portion off. Okay, so the house is looking pretty all right. This guy showed up randomly, so I guess he's just here now. It's looking pretty all right. In terms of the front, this is looking pretty great. I actually quite like it. But how is it gonna look like, you know, decorating the house and everything? I have no idea. I also don't know how I'm gonna do the back of this. I think I want this thing to overhang a bit, so we're just gonna do this, and I think that's good enough for me. It just needs to be enough to where like it looks like it's overhanging a bit. This is looking good. And I could add a window, but that looks kind of strange to me. Like if I do that, maybe I'm thinking that'll be good. Pane glass like here, 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 and here. That adds just a bit more light into the room, you know. Looking good. Again, I want to add maybe like a window there just to add a bit. It's just like add a bit of light in like the small little things in the house, you know. Yeah, now how does it look like from the inside? Looks pretty good actually. Now I do have to do these as well, so we're just gonna add these stairs just to, you know, add a bit of texture, add a bit of definition to the roofing. But I think it's an important thing, you know. It's the little things. It is these little things that make up the house. It's those little details that, you know, show people that, you know, you care about building. Like, not everyone's gonna notice this, but this, I mean, it's peace of mind. It looks great when you know, when you finally get it done and it looks like that. It's just like, wow, that's great. I don't know how I feel about this portion. I feel like I have to have it, but it feels kind of awkward if I do add it. It's a bit awkward just like placing it like this. I think it has to be like this. All right. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I kind of want the bedroom-esque like place to be here. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking bedroom here. It's a nice little corner. It is facing away from one window, but I think that's better than facing away from these windows. So yeah, okay. Yeah, I've set up the windows, so they look pretty nice. Windows are all set up. Do I want to extend this out a bit? I feel like I want to, just a little bit though. Not too much, just a tiny little extension onto this floor. All right, so the overall exterior and like I guess frame of the house is basically done. I basically have it done. Just, you know, minor things here and there, but you know, it's basically done. Okay, now in terms of this, I want the same slabs I'm putting up here. I'm gonna do this, and then we're gonna do just like a bed, normal bed. Not okay, and let's go with a nice, you know what, let's go a pop of color, bit of red in here. Then maybe we go with, okay, I kind of want to push it up to the wall. We got that little nice thing in there. All right, let's put these above here, put like a lantern in here, add a bit of light into the room. Okay, now let's add some like, you know, other decorations, like maybe a library, a bookshelf maybe here as well, fill in the spot a bit. I think adding a nice bookshelf here, there's looking nice. Here I kind of want like a full-on, maybe like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to check, but I'm thinking, and hear me out, I'm thinking we put in bookshelves in and around this place. So we're gonna have to change some of the like heights of these lanterns, but I think it'll work. Okay, I think that looks good. Maybe add some like bookshelves here and here. Add some bookshelves maybe here as well. Then like some bookshelves here as well. Like I want this to look like sort of like a big library. And then I want to add like some spots here and there so where you can climb it. Let's add some lights here and here. Add a light here. Add some nice warmth light here. And then... yeah, let's do another one there. There we go. Okay, this is looking good. Again, I do want to have like a sort of like a way to climb this. So like, you know, it looks like the person does read and he has a way of getting the book that's like on that top shelf, you know, because obviously you can't reach it if you're just like that. A little bookshelf here, you know, some tiny books that, you know, maybe the person keeps them as like in a regular rate, like a regular cycle. And then here is like a small little thing, or you can even climb up here. Very easy to get to. Here's the ladders that, you know, sort of intersect each other. And then, you know, you can climb to get your bookshelves, to get to the desired bookshelf that you want. Not a bad little section for the library. Underneath, I'm thinking more, you know, tea, you know, like you're having tea and you just want to relax by a table, read a book, maybe do, you know, some things here and there. It's a table, you know. Okay, now we got a little seat, you know, overlooking their porch where they can go out. Very nice. Okay, now as far as we get to the, you know, overall center living room, obviously we gotta have a kitchen on the first floor. If it's on the second floor, that's a bit strained, so let's just work that out. All right, and then let's add like a bit of more light. You can never have enough light in this room. Go with some item frames here. Not a bad sight. Up top. Okay, let's go a bit crazy and let's do one of these. Throw in some good old white carpet over here. Probably that's why. Yep. And then let's add some carpet in here, you know. So relaxing space, people. We gotta make it seem very nice to be in. Very nice. Also get some storage up in here. Get some barrels. Throw in some barrels here and there, you know. Okay, now we have some storage up there. That's pretty good. Let's also do some barrels like here, you know. Nice little barrel stack. You know, let's face them this way. Make it look nicer that way. Very good there. Okay. It's always good to have some storage, so, you know, can never be too angry about that. But I think overall, this might be the finished product. It's a really nice house, from what I'm looking at it. Like, it is... I wasn't expecting it to look like this. I mean, I was expecting something, obviously. But, like, I just didn't expect it to turn out this well. I think it looks very nice. It came out very well. I wasn't expecting this. This is a pleasant surprise for me. I always have my expectations sort of low when it comes to these things, but I'm pleasantly surprised by this, you know. I think this turned out as a great build, and I cannot wait to make even more of these builds. This is a great place as far as I've made. It's comfy, it looks great, it's got some utility in it, so, you know, it's overall a great place to live in, and I am proud of what I've done here. All right, I don't know if I'm gonna do more to the house, but I think this is the finished product. I didn't really have much else. I just wanted to design the house. I think I might do a bit more for the outside. If it were me, I would have done more. But you know what? If you guys plan on building like something similar to what I made here, you can design a garden for the back, and you can do kind of whatever you want. This is just a base model, you know, and you can go from there. This is a great looking house. I'm proud of what I've done here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This took a bit longer than expected, but I hope all of you enjoyed the process of me building this, and I hope you guys enjoyed how it looks, because personally speaking, this is probably one of my favorite builds that I've done. I love Victorian style houses just because they're very unique. They look like a, you know, a traditional farmhouse, or with the, you know, the classic triangle roof, but they add a bit of flair with the turret, you know, nice and cylindrical turret just kind of sticking out. It brings a little ambiance, it brings a little more to just a, you know, what could have been a boring house. It brings this. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in another video. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.